Thank you so much for finding time to join us today. I think we can start, yes?
Okay.
Yes.
So my name is Valeria, or Valerie, as you want, Valeria Abdal. I'm a co-founder of our charity fund, and also I'm working as a family helper, family assistant of our affected families. And I want to say thank you for finding time in your busy schedule, and we hope this meeting will be interesting and very pleasant for you. And today we will have an opportunity to get know our team better, and even some of our children of our fund. And as you know, Children of Heroes was founded to help the countless number of Ukrainian children who have suffered the ultimate tragedy, the loss of parents during the ongoing war. And the fund provides the children and their families with comprehensive assistance. And I think you will know more information today, because now I want to give a word to my colleague, and this is Katerina Ozinenko. This is head of our fundraising and partnership department. And Katya, the floor is yours.
Lera, thank you so much for this introduction. Dear ladies and gentlemen, my friends, and most importantly, the friends of our children, thank you for joining us today in this gathering that really holds a special place in my heart, and it warms my soul to see so many compassionate individuals and organizations coming together for our meaningful cause, the well-being of the children who have tragically lost their parents due to the ongoing war in Ukraine. Though many of you may be unfamiliar faces to each other, there is a very powerful bond that unites all of us. It's our shared commitment to kindness and commitment to helping those who need it the most. I thank you all for refusing to remain indifferent to the grief of others, and some of you have had the privilege of meeting our children even in person, coming in Kiev or other cities of Ukraine. But for majority of you, I know that this may be your first encounter with the faces behind the stories that we keep telling. However, regardless, not meeting them, you were always near. You have extended your hands of support when it was most needed. And you have played a very important role in the lives of our children, contributing not only to their successes, but igniting their dreams and even making them believe in miracles. Really, for me, today's meeting will be a success if you leave here today and you carry with you not only realization that you have become closer with our children, those whom you've helped, but with deeper understanding of the significance your presence holds in the lives of our resilient children. It's our mutual journey, which includes compassion, it includes understanding, and of course it includes support for children that really look up to you, and they are grateful and they are full of their hopes while having this help from you. So I would like to continue with the portrait of our families, the portrait of those whom we help. It's very essential to acknowledge that reality is that the war in Ukraine persists, and unfortunately in 2023 there was not a single day passed without a new child trying to join us and reaching out to us for support. This year, 2023, previous year, we were concluding with 1,769 children. And today, this number has surged to over 7,400 children. Unfortunately, looking ahead to 2024, we anticipate that this figure will only continue to grow. Our children are spread across every corner of Ukraine, so it's kind of a testament to the breadth of the impact of this war. And in each region, there is a child receiving support from you. It's very important to know that our care extends to both the children of civilians who tragically lost their lives due to war, and also the children of the fallen soldiers, of course. Unfortunately, war does not discriminate by age. Thus, our children range from newborns to 18 years old. And within this broad spectrum, we embrace children from really very various vulnerable groups. So apart from their loss, there are also children who are internally displaced, those who are grappling with disabilities, and those facing challenges of finding themselves in a very difficult financial situations. Today, we came here to witness their successes, their transformations, and the growing happiness in their lives, all made possible by also you and your support. And I really wished that we could bring each child to this meeting to personally greet you today, but with this significant number we now care for, that becomes quite a challenge. Nevertheless, a few of them have recorded heartfelt greetings, which I would like to share with you shortly.
So, Katya, can we move on?
Мене звати Аня, мені 14 років.
Мені 7 років. Мене звати Богдан.
Мене звати Каміла, мені 15 років.
Мене звати Іринка. Мені 8 років.
Мене звати Давид, і мені 12 років.
Я Самір, я з Волині, мені 8 років.
Мене звати Ліка, мені 14, я з міста Вугледар.
Вітаю, мене звати Каріна і мені 17 років.
Привіт, я Злата. Мені 3 роки.
It brings a very big joy to us to see how our children grow together with our organization, and reflecting on 2023 and the challenges of this year. It's the year that tested, I think, each of us and people staying in Ukraine with a special trick, I would say. But our organization also faced its own set of obstacles, and in response, we implemented some changes. While we enter in 2024, I would like to share these changes with you. First of all, the number of the children under our care continues to grow. As said before, in response, we introduced the categorization system based on needs and also based on financial situations of our children. Now we have 4 main categories, enabling us to be as efficient as possible in prioritizing assistance to those who are in the most vulnerable positions. It's our category 1 and category 2 recipients. The second challenge we grappled with is the global decline of the attention towards Ukraine. People are tired of the war, and it's understandable, yet here in Ukraine the reality persists. And I was just commenting to one of the attendees that just a few hours ago the last air raid alert concluded here in Kyiv. So amidst these situations, we secured quite a meaningful partnership, for example, with New York Times in 2023, which resulted in a documentary highlighting our children and our rehabilitation camp. So we are trying to here kind of fight in our own front line. The third challenge relates to our very valuable family helpers, and it will be said about them separately today. While acknowledging the importance of their individual support to each child, we have faced with the necessity of optimization, also due to limited resources. And as a result, we made the challenging decision for us that psychologically stable children will transition to a support center after 3 months with a family helper. So even though the contact will continue, of course, it will be just on a less frequent basis. And the fourth significant change results our top priority for 2024, which is psychological support. This is a very crucial aspect of our children's rehabilitation, and we are making it our foremost focus consciously in 2024. While we will continue all our support programs to implement for our children, the emphasis will be on psychological rehabilitation, because closing this gap is paramount. Sometimes in our situations, it's even the matter of lives. That's why psychological impact on the lives of our children cannot wait. Now I would like to shift our focus to the true heart of our mission, which is incredible impact you have made together with us on the lives of our children. And it's very, very different. Our children have not just survived, they have thrived under your support this year. And through your generosity, they gained confidence, they found warmth during harsh winter times, they experienced psychological healing, they received timely medical assistance. Of course, their most urgent and emergency needs were met, and were not just met, but were also exceeded. And they had the opportunity to explore the joys of rehabilitation camps and more. We even witnessed their remarkable improvements academically, and that's also a testament to the nurturing environment that you, all of you, helped to create together with us. And while the numbers are, of course, very significant, I think they are pale in comparison with the stories and triumphs that our children can share with you. That's why the real narrative unfolds in their daily lives, and their voices resonate louder than any statistic for me. That is why I would like to pass the microphone to our special guests today, and I would like to pass it to them.
So now I want to introduce one of our beneficiary. This is Masha. Masha, the microphone is yours.
Hello, my name is Masha. My surname is Plachova. I'm 13 years old. I live in small city in Shepetivka. I have been a member of the foundation since December 2022 years. The Children of Heroes Foundation done a lot for me. This foundation present me traveling in London and Turkish. I was in school in Tiverton, where I studied 1 month, and now I have friends with Chinese, Japanese, Germany, and other countries. I want to say thank you to this foundation, because the people of this foundation is very good. People put our life more colorful.
Seems for me
Masha,
like
thank you.
it
Thank you so much. I think the connection is interrupted a little bit, but Masha was able to attend one of the educational program that now enabled her to present herself in English, because she was one of the children who went to a school in London to study for 1 month, and it was quite an experience and an improvement for her English a lot.
So, and I'm ready to invite to our microphone another guest of today's meeting. It's our beneficiary too, Zlata Chernyak.
Hi, my name is Zlatoslava, Zlata for short. I'm 14 years old. I'm from Kyiv. I live in Kyiv right now. I'm in this fund a little bit less than a year. This fund did a lot of things for me, like gifting me different gifts on my birthday, New Year, or just any special day. The most useful gifts that I got is a laptop because now I can study and have fun. And I got lenses for my glasses. I also went on some trips. I went camping for 4 days. I learned new things and had fun. But my favorite trip ever is when I and 6 more kids went to a summer boarding school in England, like Masha. It was the best experience. I liked relationships between the teachers and the kids, and I just like speaking English. So now my dream is to go to a boarding school again somewhere in England. That's all.
Thank you, Zlata. Thank you, Masha. Thank you for being here today in this meeting. And I want to say that more than 7,000 children are already a part of our long-term support programs, and that number is rising. And of course, we couldn't invite all of them to communicate with you today, but we want to show you a video where you will see more of our beneficiaries and their happy moments in 2023. So, and now I want to give a floor to the head of implementation team. It is our department which working with directly with children and their families in our fund. So, Anna Homenko, floor is yours.
Thank you. I want to talk about biggest team in our foundation. This is implementation team, and these are people with a big heart and irresistible desire to help. This is our 22 family helpers and 21 psychologists. And I would like to reveal in more detail when each of them does. Team of family helpers has a weekly contact with families, reveals their needs and help realize these needs. Provide initial psychological support and helps to achieve family goals step by step. And most importantly, they help us create and adjust the support programs that our family needs. We don't follow typical programs, but each time we try to listen families and adjust our action plan according to the needs families. Regarding psychologists, they are really specialists in their field. Are people who help save some families from irreversible decision. They always respond promptly to crisis requests from families. On the slide to the right, you can see the words families say most often about our team. And I want to say a hug thank you to every donor who gives us the opportunity to bring happiness to our families every day. Thank you.
Thank you, Anya. And now I want to present my colleague, and she is a senior family helper. She will talk about the programs of psychological rehabilitation and socialization. Yulia Shkichenko, the microphone is yours.
Thank you, Lera. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Let me start by telling you some facts, figures, and success stories in the end. As my colleagues, I think they have already mentioned that the psychological support and socialization direction is a top priority type of assistance in our fund. Many families joining our fund require psychological support. As of the 1st of January, our team of therapists consisted of 21 people. Among them, there were psychologists, psychotherapists, and a child psychiatrist. As we can see from this slide, almost 1,500 children received and continue to receive psychological support. For better results, we work with the closest circle of our children, their caregivers. So 8,005, even more than 8,500 psychological therapies were provided to our children and their guardians. And finally, more than 300 children and guardians have attended group therapies. Actually, there are different formats of psychological support in our fund. They are individual, group sessions, art therapy, psycho and educational webinars, lectures, consultations, meetings with the caregivers on different topics, like how to talk with a child on about loss, or how to support a child who lost the loved ones. Apart from that, our psychologists conduct case analysis and provide consultations and meetings for us, family helpers, to prevent us from burnout, to make sure we have emotional stability, stamina to provide help to our children. Okay, let's go over to the other slide, please, to another slide. Socialization part of work is of utmost importance in our fund. This slide showcases how we socialized our families last year. There were 3 types of camps. They were psychological rehabilitation camps, recreation and sports camps. In addition, our children had the possibility to attend the educational camps where they could dive into deep learning of a favorite subject like IT or physics, etc. Now let's look at some figures. Please come back. Thank you. So more than 1,000 children and their guardians attended camps in 2023. And this year we are planning to socialize 3,600 participants. I've started with the figures, but they are just dry figures. Let them not make simply dry figures because there are people's destinies behind all these figures. And I wanna share a story that showcases how we have helped and what we have done and how we have managed to help people who really suffer from war. My story is about the Khokhlov's family from Zaporizhia region, and there was a poignant love story, story of love and relationships between mother Yulia and her deceased husband Alexander. They met while they were working at a factory together. They fell in love and later got married. As many families, they were dreaming of their own personal housing and children. So being from a low-income family, they were working very hard and saving up to buy their own house. Ultimately, they bought a house and Alisa was born there. They were very happy. But then the full-scale war happened and destroyed everything. Alexander went to the war and a few months later was killed there. Yulia fell into a deep depression. She was just staying in bed. She neglected herself and her daughter. She cared for neither for herself nor for her daughter. So she was really in a very bad state. She didn't have any stamina or energy to cope with her stress and overcome this stress and to cope with her loss. When they joined our fund, Alisa was 1 year and a half, and they had no one to help them but us. So our family helper spent really hours talking to Yulia over the phone and trying to persuade her to get up and feed her daughter, to eat herself, because they were really in a very bad physical and emotional state. Of course, it adversely affected Alisa's state because she was crying a lot. She was poorly sleeping at nights. So after that, our family helper recommended that she should see a therapist. And after the psychotherapy, Yulia's state improved. She became more active. She managed to submit documents for state payments. She started taking Alisa to some additional classes. And later on, our therapist convinced her that she should participate in a program, Recovery from the War, organized by our fund together with the Ukrainian Association of Jewish Organizations. This program was held in a picturesque place near Chernivtsi, and they had 3 intense weeks of psychotherapy that included group and individual consultations, art therapy, and hours of communication and exchange of experience between, among ladies, other women who had lost their husbands. After this program, Yulia became even more emotionally stable. Now she's opening up to new experiences. She's taking Alisa to dance classes. She's communicating and meeting her friends more and more. And what is the most important, she believes that she can build a happy future for herself and her daughter. We can pride ourselves on this case as well as on many other cases. There are many, many dozens of happy end stories, and we must thank you, our dear partners, for making such things possible. Thank you.
Thank you, Yulia. So after the programs of psychological rehabilitation and socialization, which are very important and crucial in our work, we want to talk about the equally important direction of our work. And I want to introduce a senior family assistant responsible for the educational programs, Yulia Lakamska.
Hello, dear partners. First of all, I would like to thank you for your valuable support and help. While psychological support is our priority direction, we still pay high attention to education and development. It is a multi-component complex, which is very important to achieve our global goal to provide our children with opportunities to realize their potential. You can see our results of 2023 on the slide. In 2024, we will only increase the amount of help in following direction, such as online tutoring, learning foreign languages, MBA kids programs, preschool preparation, extra activities and hobbies, preparing for EIT and university entrance, and laptops and tablets for e-learning. Education during wartime needs extra efforts because it can be interrupted by attacks. One of the fundamental solutions to achieve that is through educational assistance. I would like to show the importance of implementation of educational programs using the example of a family I take care of as family help. Bogdan is 13 years old and he lives in the Kamensk, Dnipropetrovsk region with his mother. His father was a soldier and he died near Bakhmut, defending our motherland. When I first met Bogdan family, boy was in a very bad psychological condition. From time to time, he posted statuses in Telegram and Instagram that he does not want to leave. He refused to take psychological consultation, so we started looking for opportunities to give him a desire to leave. As it turned out, Bogdan's dream was to create computer games. His father always supported him in this dream. And when we sent him a laptop, he was so happy. He, with first 2 hours, he didn't even dare to open the box with laptop. And when Bogdan started attending Minecraft programming courses, and his dream began to come true, the boy asked to organize individual consultation with psychologist by himself in order to stabilize his mental health and his further development. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Yulia. And now let's talk about humanitarian direction, humanitarian support of our fund. And I want to introduce the senior assistant who is responsible for humanitarian aid, Oksana Zhuravel.
Hello, everyone. I want to share a bit about the humanitarian support that our foundation provides to families. Humanitarian aid is crucial for low-income families, for multi-child families, and of course for those who have been forced to leave their homes. Approximately 55% of our families require ongoing assistance, which is why the humanitarian support program was developed for them. On the slide, you can also see the amount of aid provided in terms of goods that our families need the most. We consider all the needs of children, taking into account their age and, of course, the season when assistance is received. For example, in the autumn, we assist with providing autumn clothes, and in the winter, we provide winter clothes and shoes. We always respond promptly to new challenges. For example, following the explosion at the Kakhovka HPP, our foundation immediately provided humanitarian aid to the affected families, including even purchasing water filters. We supplied generators or batteries to families who live in frontline areas because, you know, they really have a big problem with electricity. And of course, last winter and especially spring of 2023 were particularly challenging due to shelling of infrastructure facilities. So our children received power banks and lamps to facilitate their studies. Children also received gifts for their birthdays, Children's Day, and of course during the New Year holidays. As for me, I want to say, as for me, the New Year's greetings project is especially significant because, you know, it's during this time that children believe in miracles, and thanks to the support of our partners, thanks to you, our children have the opportunity to see their dreams come true. For example, I want to share with you a story about Zoriana. She is from Svetopetrivske, it's Kiev region. And you know, father of 7-year-old Zoriana tragically passed away defending Ukraine in July 2023. Still grieving, Zoriana and his mother, they visit his grave every month. And when I asked her what she wanted for the new year, Zoriana drew a picture of her father and her beloved cat, who had also recently passed. Determined to bring comfort, we helped create a small figurine of Zoriana's father, and you know, her joy upon receiving it on St. Nicholas Day was immeasurable, declaring that this is the best day of my life because Dad will always be by my side now. And you know, we have many stories like this. This year, many partners collaborated to fulfill children's wishes and helping to purchase over 6,000 individual gifts. So I want to say thank you to you, our dear partners, for making this children's dream a reality, because they truly deserve it. Thank you.
Thank you, Oksana. I see some questions in our chat. The questions from Monique is about died men near the Bakhmut who are considered to be a missing person. And we are really support them families too in our fund. And thank you, Antonina, who are answering all these questions. Antonina is a co-founder of Children of Heroes Foundation. Let's move on. Now will be the last presenter. This is my colleague too, our colleague. She is a senior assistant who is responsible for the medical and emergency financial aid, Yulia Petruchenko.
Hello, everyone. I want to talk about the emergency and medical directions of our foundation. The main goal of the emergency department is to support children and their guardians in the most difficult period and help them to find their feet and become independent. We provide both financial assistance and legal support for families. In the slide, you can see the main programs of emergency support and figures of assistance provided during the fund's operation. We adjust our aid programs to modern relatives. In 2024, we are planning new emergency programs, one of which is support for newborns. Unfortunately, the war continues, and more often situation arises when children are born after the death of their father. For example, one of our children joined the foundation on the 7th day of her life. We strive to support alumni of the foundation. These children have turned 19, and today we have 24 alumni. We strive to support them in the future, creating a community of these children, providing them with guidance and support, because our goal is to educate these children to be the best representatives of the Ukrainian nation and integrate them into the world community. As for medical support, we have many programs aimed at helping children in the medical field. These are medical insurance, reimbursement of medical expenses, past laboratory tests as a partners laboratory, rehabilitation, and first aid kits. We want to provide comprehensive help to those children who need it. I don't want to focus on the figures of the aid provided in the plans because it's visible on the slide. Our fund has a lot of stories of medical support, but I want to tell you a story about Ilona. You can see her in the photo. She is 14 years old and she lives in the small village of Nova Lyubomirivka, Rivne region. When Ilona was 8 years old, she was diagnosed with a terrible disease, a brain tumor. It was terrible news for the family. In 2016, she underwent her first operation. When the tumor was removed, the optic nerves were affected and vision deteriorated. The family waited for Ilona undergo rehabilitation, and in 2020 in Kyiv an operation was performed to remove Streisand. Then the problem remained process. Ilona was operated in 2022 in Lviv, but it was unsuccessful. They only did worse. Her father was military, and on June 15, 2022, he was defending Avdiivka and was killed. The family was left alone with the grief of loss and the consequence of unsuccessful treatment. Ilona needed an expensive operation on the eyes muscles. Thank you to caring partners and people with a big heart. It was possible to raise funds and pay for Ilona's surgery. In the photo, you can see the result before and after the operation. This is just one story of the little girl. Unfortunately, the war continues, and every day the fund is replenished with children whose stories don't leave anyone indifferent. Thank you for your help and support.
Thank you, Yulia. She was the last one, and we would like to express our gratitude. All the numbers and stories that we have told today are not only about our work, but also about you, our partners. And we really hope that after this meeting, you will become even closer to us, to our fund, and even to our children. So we're sincerely grateful, and thank you for being with us on this path, the path of rebuilding and shaping of the future of Ukraine. So I propose to go an open discussion, and feel free to ask your questions if you want. You can turn on the microphone and ask your questions or write it on chat.
Yes, Yves Barakan. Thank you for this presentation. It will be accessible for us in our effort to raise money? Okay, thank you. And my second question is, a family helper, how many families he can really help during the day, during a month, for instance, or how many families he has is in touch with?
If you allow, I will answer Eve's question. Our family helper is now responsible for from 30 to 50 families, which is usually from 50 to 70 children, because one family can have 2 and more children. And as we saw the number of families increasing and the number of children increasing, that is why we made this decision to transfer some of the children who are psychologically stable and who have been with the fund for a very long to a support center. And the support center is managed time from time by family helpers too, so the children are informed by accurate programs that we have. So now our family helper is usually responsible for leading from 30 to 50 families.
Okay, thank you.
If any of you has any questions, please feel free to ask. The only comment from me would be that after the presentation, we will for sure share the recording of the meeting. But apart the recording, there will be a questionnaire in the email, which is a very short questionnaire, because feedback from you is very important, and we would like to know maybe your recommendations or things that we would need to improve. You are very welcome to pass this, and we would be very grateful to receive these results and become even better. So it will be shared with you after the meeting tomorrow.
I see no questions. I see just comments with gratitude in chat. Thank you. Thank you for your feedback. Thank you that you are supporting us, because we're just hands. We're just an instrument for helping those families.